When we think of the Netherlands, we picture this: a charming, progressive, and prosperous nation, a country of cyclists, canals, and stunning art. It's seen as a model society, a paragon of liberal European values. But behind this beautiful postcard image lies a very different reality. A reality that has nothing to do with tulips and everything to do with tax. Because this small country is one of the world's biggest and most important corporate tax havens. The Netherlands doesn't operate like a classic palm-fringed tax haven. It's what experts call a conduit country. It acts as a central pipeline, a financial middleman for the world's biggest multinational corporations. It has deliberately engineered its tax laws to allow giant companies to funnel trillions of dollars in profits through shell companies based in these anonymous Amsterdam office blocks on their way to zero-tax jurisdictions. This simple mechanism starves other countries, including Britain, of billions in tax revenue every year. Of all the complex strategies used to make corporate tax bills vanish, one of the most famous and most brazen is called the Dutch sandwich. The name sounds almost whimsical, like something you'd order in an Amsterdam cafe. But don't be fooled by the quaint name. This isn't about food. It's a multi-billion-dollar financial maneuver, perfected over decades, designed with one simple goal: to move vast corporate profits around the globe while paying virtually no tax. And at its heart is a stunningly simple yet powerful legal loophole. It all starts with the first slice of bread. A giant multinational corporation, perhaps a well-known tech firm from Silicon Valley, sets up a subsidiary in a country with a very low corporate tax rate, like Ireland. This Irish company will hold the rights to valuable intellectual property, the brand, the patents, the software code. Then, all the profits generated by the corporation across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa are funneled to this single Irish entity, often in the form of royalty payments. This concentrates billions of dollars in one place, already taxed at a very low rate. But the goal isn't just low tax, it's tax. The ultimate destination for this mountain of cash is a true tax haven, a place like Bermuda or the Cayman Islands where the corporate tax rate is a clean zero. Here's the problem. If the Irish company were to send that money directly to Bermuda, it would trigger something called a withholding tax. This is a tax specifically designed to stop profits from being whisked away to a haven. The money would be trapped. This is where the Dutch filling comes in. To get around the withholding tax, the corporation routes the money through a second subsidiary, a shell company in the Netherlands. This Dutch company often has no real employees and no actual office. It can be little more than a mailbox in an Amsterdam office building. The money flows from Ireland to this Dutch entity as a royalty payment. And here is the crucial legal twist. For decades, Dutch law did not impose a withholding tax on royalty payments leaving the country. The money arrives from Ireland and almost instantaneously is sent on its way to Bermuda. It passes through the Netherlands without being taxed, acting as a legal and financial conduit. And just like that, the sandwich is complete. The Irish subsidiary is the top slice of bread, the Bermudan haven is the bottom slice, and the Dutch shell company is the tax-free filling that connects them. The Netherlands, a country we associate with progressive values, becomes the indispensable enabler in this global game of tax avoidance. It's the crucial link in the chain, the secret ingredient that allows billions in corporate profits to effectively become invisible to tax authorities around the world. It's a question that seems to defy logic. Why would a country famous for its progressive values and robust social safety net deliberately engineer a system that undermines those very principles on a global scale? Why would the Netherlands do this? The answer, when you peel back the layers of idyllic canals and liberal policies, is brutally simple: competition. But this isn't the healthy competition of innovation. It's a relentless, zero-sum race to the bottom. A global contest to offer the lowest possible tax bill to the world's most powerful corporations. And in this race, the Netherlands has positioned itself as a champion. The strategy is remarkably effective. By offering a suite of incredibly favorable tax rulings and loopholes, the Netherlands attracts the on-paper headquarters of thousands of the world's biggest companies. They flock to the gleaming towers of Amsterdam's Zuidas financial district, establishing corporate structures that often consist of little more than a brass plaque and a postbox. We're talking about tech giants, pharmaceutical conglomerates, and fashion brands, all channeling hundreds of billions of dollars through these Dutch entities. These aren't real headquarters with thousands of employees. They are phantom offices, legal fictions created for one purpose only, to move money. And for the Netherlands, this phantom economy is incredibly lucrative. It generates a steady stream of revenue, not just from the sliver of tax these shell companies pay, but from the vast ecosystem of services built around them. An army of highly paid lawyers, accountants, and trust specialists make their fortunes managing these complex financial flows. This has created a powerful, high-paying industry for a small, well-connected elite. An elite with a vested interest in maintaining the status quo, and with significant influence over the political decisions made in The Hague. They are the gatekeepers of this system, and they have become very wealthy, ensuring the gates remain wide open. So in essence, this isn't an accident or a loophole that's been overlooked. It is a deliberate, calculated national economic strategy. The country has made a conscious choice to profit by designing a system that helps global corporations avoid paying their fair share of tax. It has turned itself into a crucial pipeline, siphoning tax revenue away from the countries where these companies actually earn their profits and employ their workers, and redirecting a small piece of it into its own coffers. But this seemingly benign system has a devastating global consequence. It's a quiet catastrophe, happening with the silent stroke of a pen in an Amsterdam office. Every dollar, pound, or euro legally funneled through these shell companies is a dollar, pound, or euro that is not being paid in taxes in the country where it was actually earned. This isn't a trickle, it's a torrent of wealth, hundreds of billions annually, diverted from the public good into private hands, all under the guise of sophisticated and crucially legal financial strategy. And that diverted cash has a very real human cost. It means less money for our public services. When a hospital waiting list grows longer, or a school is so underfunded that teachers buy their own supplies, you are seeing the downstream effect. It's the pothole that never gets fixed. The emergency services stretched to breaking point. This crisis is playing out in Britain, Germany, America, and other developed nations who find their tax bases shrinking year after year. The money is there. It's just being rerouted before it can be taxed. But the impact is most acute in the developing world. For these nations, lost revenue isn't an inconvenience. It's a matter of life and death. It's the difference between a new medical clinic and no health care at all. The difference between a village having clean water or relying on a contaminated well. The tax revenue siphoned away through this Dutch pipeline could fund education for millions or build infrastructure to lift communities out of poverty. Instead, that potential vanishes into the global financial ether, leaving need and hardship in its wake. The Netherlands isn't just offering a service. It has deliberately engineered its laws to become the world's premier pipeline for corporate cash. It's a key pillar in a global system that starves other nations of the tax revenue they need to function. By providing a respectable EU member gateway to zero-tax jurisdictions, the Netherlands offers something classic tax havens never could: a veneer of legitimacy. It's the perfect quiet accomplice, actively participating in a system that drains wealth from its allies and neighbors around the globe. This is a crucial piece of the puzzle. The struggle of an ordinary family in the UK is directly connected to the legal structures created in a boardroom in Amsterdam. It shows that the engine of inequality isn't just about what happens inside a country's borders. It's a complex global system, deliberately created by governments and corporations to benefit the very top. It's not a collection of accidents, it's a network. We've seen how the UK used housing, and Germany used its labor market. Now we see how the Netherlands uses its tax law. 3 different countries, 3 different mechanisms, all contributing to the same outcome. But there is one final story from our global tour that ties the past and the future together: the story of Japan's lost generations.